Everybody, it's Sally and Laura and Barbara, and we're here at Alcohol, so I'm back. And it's Thursday, so we're rambling again as usual. Got the cameras working. I'm working on the microphone. I'm not sure. Hopefully, we have sound on Facebook. Can't tell for certain. So Laura is going to tell us about a new ruler that we just got in. I thought it was really pretty cool, so take it away.
It is pretty fun. Okay, so
Gonna go to camera 3.
this is the ruler.
Let me.
It's a
I'm
long
gonna zoom
ruler.
out. There we go.
Okay, so it's a long ruler. This one has the paper backing on it, and I left it on so that you could see all the grid lines that are on the ruler. So you've got grid lines here. You've got.
Do we have sound?
Let me see.
Oh, I can't.
Well, there's another little line up at the top of the ruler. There we go. You can see this little line here. That's to cut your squares. And then this is to square up your flying geese. And the width of the strip is the width that you need to cut to get these squares. It's an odd measurement because what we're doing is we're making flying geese out of 10-inch squares. And we're going to get 4 flying geese units out of one 10-inch square. So you need a 10-inch square, and then you need some yardage. And you're going to take your ruler, which here I have one that's already open. See, it's kind of invisible. That's why I left the one with the paper on. First thing I'm going to do is square up one edge.
Yes, you got sound.
There we go. I'm going to stand up to do this. Move everything up just a smidge. So there's my square up edge. And then I need to cut strips. Now, if you were doing this for a whole quilt instead of just a sample block, you would cut these strips from selvage to selvage, and you just lay the ruler with the edge right on the edge of your fabric, cut your strip, and for this particular block, I'm going to need 2 strips. And the only reason I need 2 strips is because I have a short piece of fabric. Okay, so that's extra. Now, I'm going to come in here and using the top of this ruler.
Wait, sorry. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Should be back to 3.
I'll show you back on this one. 3.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to use the top of the ruler and line this bottom line with the edge of my fabric, and that's going to be the size of my little squares that I'm going to cut out. All right. Line it up just like that. Ooh, perfectly square. I'm going to need 4 squares. Great edge on this side because it's not great. And you might want to consider getting some grippy spray to put on the back of this so that it doesn't shift around on you, or maybe some grippy dots. We carry both of those in the store. Okay. And this ruler is really nice. I mean, the lines line up perfectly. Okay.
And the reason this is an odd size square, so you wouldn't want to have to calculate the square to go on the corners of this.
No. So this is extra fabric. We're just going to move that over. Now, I have my 10-inch square. I'm going to take one piece of fabric and put it in this corner. And this is kind of the no waste method of making flying geese. I'm going to put this one over here. And then I'm just going to use the same ruler to get from corner to corner, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line. Now I'm just using a pencil so you can see it clearly, but there's my diagonal line. And I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch on each side of the line that I've just drawn.
I'm gonna
So starter piece going. I want a straight stitch because this foot wouldn't take anything else. And then I'm just going to line the edge of my foot with that drawn line. So I didn't put any pins in this. I didn't put any pins in this because,
Pretty much sticks together if you don't move it.
yeah, if you don't move it around too much, it'll be just fine.
So with one package of 10-inch squares or layer cake pack and 3.5, if I'm not mistaken, yards of fabric.
It said 24 strips, so
How many does that give you?
How many?
Do you know what size the flying geese are?
yes, it says in the instructions, of which Sally has.
Sally.
They're 5 inches by 9.25 inches. So, which is nice because if you have a charm pack, you don't have to cut anything down. They're already the right size. Of course, you can always trim the flying geese unit down to whatever size you would like. And it gives you instructions for trimming it down to, I believe it was 4 by 8.5 or 4.5 by 8.5 or something like that. No. Okay. I'm just going to cut on the line that I drew. Now's when I need a little iron.
Anyway, it's just a little over 3 yards of fabric plus um a layer cake pack, and
You're going to get a lot of quilt
you
blocks
get
out of it.
Is this one longer?
No, same thing, 12 inches.
Yeah, it is. So, glasses.
Well, I thought it was pretty cool because you could just make a whole out of a layer cake
Well,
and 3 yards of fabric. You can make a whole quilt.
I like that you don't have to do any math,
Right.
too.
Right, no math.
I like no math.
Yeah, I like no math, too. Okay. I'm
Let
going
me get
to-
my stuff out of your way.
Okay. And I'm just going to press these open. Just the little wings out. And the thing I like is the instructions say you don't have to be perfect. I'm all about you don't have to be perfect. So there's one. And you'll notice when you're pressing these, one of these will overlap the other. You press the one on top first, because if you tried to press this one, you'd get a funky little corner. So press the one on top first. Press the other guy. There we go. And now we'll take our other two squares.
So for each 10-inch square, you're going to get 4 findings.
Yes. My next square is going to go right here. And I want to make sure that the point in my square isn't cockeyed like this. I want to make sure it's in the middle. Yeah, in the middle. So I may have to futz it a little bit. And then I'm going to draw my line again. Although I could just use the laser, but I'm going to draw my line because it's easier to see on camera. That looks good. Just going corner to corner. That one, but I can see where it is. Here, corner to corner. This is a nice dark pencil. I like it. Okay. And again, 1/4 inch on each side of my line. Going back to the sewing machine. Piece these. So if you have a whole bunch of them to do them all at the same time.
So you really didn't have to cut that. You just had to turn it around and sew it back the other way, right?
Yeah.
Technically.
I've often thread was stuck.
Oh, okay.
I just went.
Knew there was a reason.
Yes, you could have just turned it around and sewn the opposite direction.
It really makes it super easy.
Yeah.
And it's not hard to cut your squares.
No, and having that, I mean, the ruler is very clear. Very clear.
Well, yeah, and you can also put more than one layer and cut, half a dozen.
True.
Go through 6 layers of fabric.
True. Good. Okay.
Just
A little
use a-
starter ender.
I would use a 60-degree cutter though, because it goes through the fabric cutter.
Yeah, 60mm cutter.
And a sharp one.
Yeah, that's always handy. All right, so I'm just going to cut these apart. Go. And I'll cut these apart. Again, I'm just cutting on the drawn line.
Sorry, I need a
There
new
we go.
blade.
It's
So
okay.
she also needs to stand up when you're sitting down. You don't get that.
I don't get
Yeah,
as much
You don't get the
pressure.
muscle.
Yeah. All right. And then I'm just going to press open my corners. My other corner here.
So you don't even really need to trim them. They're just all set to go. And
Yeah.
if you want to just throw a packet of charm squares in there. And
Oh yeah,
just
if you had
make
a charm square, it'll fit right here.
right,
On
and
the
then you
side.
just make a quilt or just put them together for a border on a quilt.
Right?
I thought they were pretty I thought it was really handy. I
And
thought
if
it
you
was
get
really
them
neat.
lined up right, I mean, they're smooth across the top. You've got just a little hair more than a 1/4 inch there. So they could be
Now,
trimmed
do you have
down
to
a
cut
little
off
bit.
dog ears on those?
I usually don't. I leave them because I can match stuff by
Match.
leaving the
And
dog
that's
ears.
what you're supposed to do with the one block wonder. It's not
Yeah,
match them.
yeah. And I have one more. And just like that, I have 4 flying geese units. Turn this off now. There we go. 4 flying geese units that measure them for you. I know what it says they're supposed to be, but let's measure it. That is just a hair under 5 inches. It's 4 and 7/8 by 9 3/8. So you can trim this up using the ruler again.
Or not.
Or not, yeah. If you're making a quilt all just out of this, you could just do this. I mean,
Yeah,
you could just sew these together
Yeah.
Right.
and make your
'Cause they're all
quilt.
gonna
And you can
match
mix
up.
and match them with the other ones that are in
Well,
the
you
layer
can take those
case.
4 and make them into a little bag.
Yeah, you could do that. Okay, I'm going to turn this way because I have more room. Now on the ruler, let me see the white one again. You have lines on this side of the ruler. This is for the apex in your goose. That's this blue part. And then you have lines over here if you wanted to square it up to 4.5 by 8.5. That's the blue line. Or the yellow line will square it up to 5 inches by 9 1/4.
To me, I would just leave it.
I would too.
I would too if that's all you're doing.
I'm not gonna be squaring it up.
But yeah, you can line up. Those lines are a little tricky to see, but there. You could line that up, and then if you wanted to, you could trim that straight across.
I don't necessarily think you need to.
I don't think you do either. And you could trim up the sides and that kind of stuff. If you wanted to make the 4.5 inch star after you've trimmed up your sides, because it tells you to flip it over, line up the seam line with the yellow line on the ruler. So that would be here.
Oh,
You would trim up the other sides. Then if you wanted 4.5 inches, you line it up so that this blue line is on top. And then you would cut off the bottom and it would be 4.5. Move it down here to the 8.5. Put your vertical line in the middle, trim off the side, flip it around, put the vertical line in the middle, trim off the other side, and now you have 4.5 by 8.5. Personally, I would just leave them like this.
Yeah.
You don't have to make as many when they're bigger.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice way to use 10-inch squares. I mean, how many layer cakes do you have that you think, I got this because it's beautiful, but I don't know what to do with it? Now you just get an accompanying fabric for your geese. And there you go.
Yeah. And you just design your own block and make a quilt. And you're off to the races.
Yeah. So
in a weekend.
4 of them that fast.
Yeah.
And I have never used this ruler before.
Right. So we did this
So-
cold turkey. We didn't practice ahead of time.
Did
Yeah,
not
we never
practice.
practiced.
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's
if
what we
it
called
looks
it.
a little complicated, I'll practice.
Yeah,
This
but
one
mostly
wasn't.
yeah.
This was fairly straightforward and easy, and I think they turned out very nice.
They turned
and I
out
like
really
the fabric
nicely.
selection.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
Yeah.
That
We
is.
need to make something out of it now.
Oh, I like Barbara's idea of making a bag. Put 2 of them on the front,
That's
2
what
of
I
them
do
on
with
the
my.
back.
I've learned to do that with my leftovers.
Yeah.
If I've got enough, and you don't have to have a lot. You make
Yeah,
small
that will
bags.
make a bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could turn it around the other side so the long ends are together. No,
Oh, like this. Yeah.
like that, and make it that way.
True.
That'd be cute.
That's it.
Do your front, and then do the other 2 for your back.
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe I'll give them away at Pop Club.
Okay. There you go.
So Pop Club is on Sunday. I'm kind of in trouble because today's Thursday, and so I have Friday. Today's been crazy busy, and now I have Friday to work on Pop Club because Saturday is the 4th of July, and we will be closed, so I don't get to work on Pop Club on Saturday.
Mm.
And Pop Club's on Sunday at 1:30.
Well, you have
Oh.
Sunday morning.
You're funny. You're hysterical.
Saying,
You know how easy it is for I'm just as early a person as you are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I got one sample done.
Yeah. You did get a sample done for Viking Club.
Yeah.
And I have the fabric picked out.
Well, that's step 1.
And
That's
I almost made a copy of the pattern
Oh, but
on
they
the
don't-
copier.
Do your pattern pieces fit?
I'm
on the
gonna make
copier?
it fit.
Oh, mine didn't fit. Mine were quite a bit larger than a standard sheet of paper.
Well, mine are larger than a standard piece of paper,
Yeah.
but
What
I
about
have
the-
tape.
Does legal paper?
I have heard of
no, legal paper won't work because it's the same width. It's just longer. Executive paper will work. The 11 by 17.
Oh, and you have to have a printer for that. Most of them don't do that, do they?
Well,
Unless
or
go
you
to-
can just get a roll of pattern making paper, and that's what I did.
Well,
had
I
a
could
roll
do
of
that,
patterning
but
paper.
I have tape and I know how to put the thing on the top and make
Yeah.
things together, and I'm going to tape it.
Okay.
I've done
Another
that
thing you
before.
could do is use tearaway stabilizer as your pattern paper.
Well, that's true too. You could. I could do that.
Just
I could do tearaway stabilizer and stitch through it and put a hole in the original pattern, but it wouldn't hurt anything.
use cutaway stabilizer and just keep it in there and don't use the fusible glues.
Well, I don't think that'll work very well because it really folds up. So
Oh, yours isn't quilted?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
no quilted.
It would work with mine because mine's quilted.
Yeah. It's cute. I'm excited, but I probably need to work on it tonight so that I'm not so far behind. So what did you think of the ruler? I think it's kind of
I
cool.
thought it was
It's kinda
kind of cool too. It was really easy. I really like how easy it is. You cut the strips perfect size, and then the square on the
And you
end.
don't have to measure
is the
anything. You know,
perfect
it's so
size.
nice not to have to see the dang lines.
Yeah. And it lines, I mean, this line right here, along with this side here,
You just line it up on your strips then.
Yeah.
You just cut.
and it was super easy.
And
very
Barbara's right,
clear to
just
read.
stack up a stack.
Yeah.
And you probably do, 5 or 6 at a time.
Right.
You're
I
gonna
would
have a quilt
definitely
in no
put
time.
some grippy on the back of this,
Yeah.
though, because like standard rulers, they slip a little bit.
You
So
mean like this?
yes. Well, this is pattern stenciling adhesive, but we have stuff called grippy. It's
Yeah,
the pink
but
and
I
white
think you put that
striped
on the back.
bottom.
Can you
bottle.
put that on the back of the ruler too? Pattern and stencil adhesive.
Shake well, press nozzle, let dry. And upright.
Maybe
It
not.
doesn't
I
say
don't know.
anything about that. But I know you have grippy out there
Yeah,
too.
we do have grippy.
And
I thought you could put
I've
this on
used
the back
that
of a.
on on rulers before. It works really well.
Yeah, it doesn't say it's okay to put on a ruler, so holds pattern stencils and rulers in place right there on the front.
Oh, look at that. There
Look
we go.
at that.
So you could go shake, shake, shake. And it's not going to leave a heavy.
And you
Film
can
that
still
you
see the
can't-
lines.
You can still
Yeah.
see the
Yeah.
lines. Yeah, it doesn't obscure it. It'll make it kind of like this, where it's just
Yeah.
a little off clear.
I
Yeah,
thought
because I
so
think
because I
that's
thought
what
I'd put it
these
on a
are.
ruler, so I was hoping that you could put it on a ruler.
And it would probably feel like the Culture Select ruler
Yeah.
if they're backing.
Yeah. Well, because I like those because they don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
They don't
Yeah,
it's
split.
nice.
They're
to
my favorite rulers. I think I have almost
Cool.
all.
Well, that was pleasant and much more pleasant than last. Well, last week was great once I got things running,
Yeah.
and I did get a new gadget for
Good.
connecting the cameras too, so it works. So I'm happy now.
Good. Happy Sally is a happy store.
Happy, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy life, happy wife, or something like that.
Yep.
Anyway,
That's what it
all
is.
right. Well, thanks for joining us. And you know what? Why don't you let us know what you want us to talk about? Because
We ask them that
we ask
every week.
all the time. And I don't know if there's something wrong with the comments because nobody ever writes in the
I
comments.
think we've got one or two suggestions.
Yeah.
And we've followed them. We'll run with
well,
those
oh,
suggestions.
yeah,
We'll
just
talk about whatever
Let
you
us
want to
know
talk
what you
about.
want to talk. Yeah, let us
Sewing
know.
related.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be sewing related. We could talk about something else.
Sourdough bread.
Well, Laura wants to know about sourdough bread because she can't get her sourdough started.
You know what? My starter finally started to bubble like on day 4. I've been keeping it in the oven with the light on and the door cracked, 2 fingers cracked.
Uh-huh.
So it likes that spot and it'll
Well,
grow.
that's good.
But it hasn't doubled in size yet. So I was looking at some more videos and they said it won't double in size until it's ready to be used. That's usually between day 7 and day 10, depending on how warm your environment is. And I'm only on day 4. So I started Sunday.
All right.
So you have to keep
Poor
going.
Laura
Keep
and the
going.
saga of
My sourdough.
sourdough.
saga. How many times have I started this? This is my 5th start, and I've
Oh,
got 2
man.
starters going at the same time. I started one with just bread flour. I started one with whole wheat flour. And as I was told, the whole wheat flour was like, oh, I'm so excited, lots of bubbles, yay. The bread flour was like, is it Monday? You know, I mean, it wasn't real excited. So the next time I had to feed them, and what I've been doing is I have another jar and I take my starter completely out of the jar that it's in, put it in a fresh jar, wash that jar and dry it, even though none of the people on the videos are doing that, but my starter likes that. So then I measure in 50 grams of starter, and then I've been putting half whole wheat flour and half bread flour, because you don't want to just change it all over to bread flour right away. And it's been going okay. So I forgot to feed it yesterday, though. I was busy.
You're going to starve it to death?
No, I didn't get any hooch or anything, so it's
Okay.
not starving. I put it in the oven today, and I'll go home tonight and I'll feed it. And they said to feed it at the same time. So I've been
Yeah.
feeding it at 7 o'clock every evening. And then, yeah. Now they say to only leave it in the oven for a couple of hours. But that's why I crack the door open so it doesn't like really get
Well,
hot
you
in
maybe
there.
want to keep the breeze off of it. You've
Yeah,
got fans are going, something like that.
I do have fans going all over my house. Yeah. But not in the oven.
Well, more to follow. All
So
right,
we'll
people.
see.
Thanks for joining us. Bye. We'll
Bye.
see you next week.
Bye. Have a
Happy
good
Happy
week.
Fourth.
Happy
Happy
4th
4th of July.